Good to go. Okay, hello everybody. Thank you all for joining today. Hope you're all having a wonderful week here at reInvent. See everybody putting their headphones on. I'll give you guys a second here. Okay, headphones on everybody. You can hear me? Good, good, good. All right, so hey, thanks everyone for joining. As I said, hope everybody is having a wonderful week here at reInvent. Today we're going to be talking about how you can transform your business with AWS, with SAP software, and with Amazon. We're going to be primarily focusing on manufacturing and supply chain business processes and use cases around that. Everything we're going to cover today focuses on SAP. So we're going to talk about how you can extend your SAP business processes with Amazon AWS products. One thing I've learned over the years is that many of our customers, like all of you out here, are well aware of a lot of our AWS capabilities for things like infrastructure, for hosting, for data center services. But a lot of our customers are not aware of all these additional services that we have to offer, specifically where you can extend business processes like manufacturing, supply chain, or take advantage of the really rich data that's stored in SAP. So that's the purpose of today. I want to make you all aware of some of these capabilities. Hope you learned something. We're going to introduce about 7 products today at a pretty high level. We're going to give you an overview of what they are, how to use them, the benefits of them. After today's session, if you want to go a lot deeper in, we're going to give you ways to learn a lot more about them and set up follow-up sessions. But that's the purpose of today, is to really introduce at a high level about 7 different capabilities for you. Okay, before I jump in those, just a quick show of hands. How many of you are running SAP within your organizations here today? Okay, just about everybody. And then how many of you within your companies are running manufacturing physical goods or have a supply chain that your company manages? Okay, most of you. And then if you're running SAP, are you running it in the cloud today? Just a few. Keep your hands up if that cloud is AWS. Uh-oh, saw a couple hands go down. Okay, so before we dive into it, I just want to share, we've been helping customers run SAP in the cloud for more than 15 years. We have a really strong relationship with SAP. We have a dedicated practice within AWS just focused on SAP migrations and modernization. And you can see we have customers from essentially every industry. We have customers in just about every geography around the globe as well. I know firsthand from my prior experience implementing SAP, it's a major undertaking for a company, it's a major investment. And the goal of today's session is we want to show you some additional capabilities where you can really expand and get more value out of that investment. Okay, so Prashant and I, we're going to be the ones covering all the topics today. My name's Eric Kamen. I've been here for I've been an AWS employee for a little over 4 years. I lead our worldwide solution architecture organization. Like I said, we have a dedicated practice that I work in that helps customers migrate and modernize their SAP workloads. Prior to joining AWS, I spent my entire career working for a few large global manufacturing companies, including General Motors, Bombardier, as well as Kellogg's, the food and cereal company. Prashant, I'll hand it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Eric. My name is Prashant Ayyappan. Nice to see all of you here. I am the head of SAP go-to-market strategy. Been in the SAP ecosystem for 25 years, implemented SAP for a lot of customers, various industries, manufacturing, aerospace and defense, media and entertainment, and some government sector as well. Being a customer myself, like some of you, was responsible for running a suite of SAP applications, worked for SAP for 13 years and joined Amazon in 2020. So been with Amazon for about 4+ years now. Super excited to talk about some of the AWS and SAP capabilities that you can leverage to transform your manufacturing value chain with Eric here. And ultimately, our goal here is to really help you accelerate your SAP transformation and achieve your business goals. As Eric mentioned, SAP is a major investment, and we want to help you achieve the maximum out of that, the maximum return on investment from SAP. And for most customers, this starts with moving SAP to cloud, and I see a lot of you are still probably running on premises. So, first, simply getting SAP to cloud opens up a lot of value. It brings immediate value such as improved performance, uptime, reliability, better cybersecurity posture, and cost savings. We've done some studies like up to 30–40% cost savings. Once in the cloud, we see our customers turning their attention to business processes and data. For today's session, we're going to cover several ways you can reimagine your business processes and unlock the power of data. So we'll walk you through some of the use cases at a high level, as Eric mentioned, where you can solve business problems such as simplifying procurement processes in your company using Amazon.com's capabilities like Amazon Business, transforming your supply chain using multi-channel fulfillment, again from Amazon. Also, I'll talk about implementing connected factory, some use cases as in improving your asset performance, improving worker safety, and a couple of other use cases as well. And also the other section, the unlocking the power of data. So this is a big topic. I know if you're following some of the keynotes this week, being able to provide visibility to business metrics, combining SAP and non-SAP data, that is a big ask from customers. And very interesting topic, which is applying GenAI to your SAP and non-SAP data to radically improve productivity, extract insights, and also create new experiences. So that's going to be that we're going to share in the next few minutes. We are not going to cover SAP infrastructure or hosting, but there are several other reInvent sessions for that. So if any of you have any questions on that, please do stop by after this. We're happy to actually guide you to those. With that, let me turn it over to Eric, who's going to cover some Amazon.com's capabilities with which you can transform your business.
Okay, thank you again, Prashant. Okay, we're going to start by talking about business processes and introduce a few products and capabilities we have specific to business processes. Okay, the first two that we're going to talk about are provided by a company called Amazon, as in, yes, our parent company, Amazon.com, that founded AWS. Amazon Inc. spent the past 20 years or longer building out the world's largest fulfillment network. This network has more than 2,000 facilities, warehouses, fulfillment centers around the globe. They have more than 120,000 vans, trucks, airplanes, delivery vehicles, and Amazon delivers more than 10 billion, with a B, packages per year. Majority of these are delivered with Amazon Prime in 2-day shipping or less, okay? So you might be wondering, why are we talking about Amazon.com and shipping, right? Amazon's fulfillment network is now available for a lot more than just buying stuff at home, right, and having it delivered to your house. Over the past several years, Amazon has been packaging up some of these supply chain logistics services, and they're offering them as standalone services that they can provide to companies. And we're going to talk about how you can extend your company's supply chains, procurement platforms with two of these different Amazon services. You do not need to be selling products on Amazon.com. These can all be consumed completely standalone, regardless of how you take your orders in or how your order channels are fulfilled. Okay, so what this means? This means that you can combine AWS with SAP, and SAP in this context powers the manufacturing and supply chain for many of our customers, and you can combine this with Amazon, which is the world's largest fulfillment network, okay? So this allows customers that they can tap into this fulfillment network for things like order fulfillment, freight, warehousing, and procurement, okay? You can think of Amazon in this context as a 3PL, third-party logistics provider, or a procurement platform. And we're going to start by talking about one product for procurement, which is called Amazon Business. Has anyone, show of hands, has anyone ever heard of Amazon Business as a procurement catalog or procurement platform? Okay, so a few hands went up, but most of you have not. Amazon Business is actually one of the largest procurement catalogs on the planet right now, and but still a lot of people don't know about it. And I want to let you all, bring you in on some of the benefits of this. Quick history lesson on Amazon Business and how it came about. Back in 2015, some people within Amazon realized that a lot of people were signing up for Prime accounts, but they were using their corporate email address and they were buying stuff with their corporate credit card. So some people at Amazon reached out to some customers just to understand their buying behaviors and learn more and see how we could help them more. And it turned out that a lot of companies, they love the fast and free shipping they get with Amazon Prime. And they wanted to, and they were using this to buy coffee for their break rooms, or buy laptops for employees, or printer toner, or whatever for their office supplies. So this is how Amazon Business was launched. Okay, here's a screenshot of Amazon Business. Looks and feels identical to Amazon.com, which is great because if you roll it out as procurement, you really don't have to train anybody, assuming they already know how to use Amazon.com. Amazon Business is essentially just like Amazon.com, but there's a number of specific corporate and business features added. So, for example, if you don't want your employees to pay with a credit card, you have options where you can pay with purchase orders in the background. You're allowed to create manager approvals for certain purchases. You can have spending limits per department or per employee. It integrates natively with things like SAP Ariba, SAP Concur, Coupa, different procurement platforms. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And also you can tie this in with SAP. You can sync it up with General Ledger, some of your finance master data, General Ledger or Cost Center. Okay, there's more than 60 million products available to buy on Amazon Business. And there's a full analytics platform behind this, which is a great way for companies to get more deep insights into their supplier and their spend behavior. It's predominantly focused at indirect procurement, although not exclusively limited to. Another big reason why customers move to this is for cost savings. On average, customers are saving about 10% on indirect procurement when they use Amazon Business. This is because they're tapping into the large scale of Amazon and the selling partner relationships that we have. There's 5 primary categories of indirect procurement within Amazon Business. You can see up here: break room, office, IT peripherals, janitorial, and MRO. That's maintenance, repair, operations for your manufacturing facilities. And below this is the average savings that our customers obtain when they move to Amazon Business. IT peripherals being the big standout, big use here for buying laptops for employees, monitors, and other IT equipment. Okay. From an integration standpoint, it integrates with more than 150 of the leading procurement platforms out there. I already mentioned SAP Ariba. There's no SAP Concur logo on here, but there is native integrations with Concur. You'll see Coupa is one of the big procurement platforms out there, Oracle, Workday. You can link it in with Okta and other single sign-on security platforms. So again, we try to make it very easy where you can integrate Amazon Business with other procurement or enterprise applications that you have. If any of you in the audience here running SAP are looking to move to SAP Rise or SAP Grow, SAP will soon be offering what they're calling a procurement pack, which has out-of-the-box native integrations to Amazon Business. So that's coming soon. So, okay, Amazon Business. This was the first of 7 products that we wanted to introduce to you today. Great way to lower your procurement spend, great way to easily extend your SAP environment with some of Amazon's procurement capabilities. Okay, moving to the second one I want to talk about. This one starts getting at the core of transforming your core supply chain. So think about logistics, transportation, warehouse management, order fulfillment, okay? Amazon has a suite of services that they wrap together called Amazon Supply Chain Services. This is where you can start to think about using Amazon as a 3PL or third-party logistics provider. Okay, so you might be asking, why is this important, right? One thing that we've learned from our consumers over the years is that they want everything faster. When we offered 2-day shipping, guess what? They wanted 1 day. Now that we offer 1 day, a lot of people want same day, right? So there's this ongoing trend of consumers where they want deliveries faster and faster. On average, customers are only willing to wait about 2.5 days when they place an online order. So gone are the days of waiting 1 to 2 weeks for your shipment to arrive. Most consumers around the globe are expecting same day. And I think I mentioned 70% of consumers in a survey said they wish that all their favorite brands that they shop from offered services similar to Amazon Prime for shipping. Okay, so when you think about this, most companies they want to focus on making great products. They want to focus on making great customer experiences, but in order to fulfill the whole end-to-end experience, they need a great supply chain fulfillment network and to be able to do fast and affordable shipping. And this is where Amazon can help. Okay, so how does this all work? Essentially, Amazon can manage all of your end-to-end global supply chain and logistics needs, right? So we can pick up your goods from your manufacturer. We have freight logistics services that can take your finished goods from your manufacturer. They can bring them into the warehouse. We distribute into our supply network to make sure products are close to the customer. So we'll analyze prior sales and make sure we know what region or territory to put the finished goods in. And then we'll do the shipments. We'll do the pick, the pack, and the delivery through Amazon Prime and deliver it to consumers' doors. We have companies that are doing this for end consumer delivery. We also have some use cases where they're using this for more B2B. So moving freight, moving goods from between businesses instead of end customers. Great use case for this is what occurred last week in the US, which was Black Friday shopping. So if you're not familiar with what Black Friday is, it's the biggest shopping day in the United States. It's the day after Thanksgiving. It happened last Friday. So if you think about retail companies, if you think about consumer goods companies, they're going into peak season, which means they have to have excess warehouse capacity. They might have to have excess freight logistics delivery capacity. They might have to hire additional headcount temp people for order fulfillment, right? Companies can now offload a lot of this burden, this headache to Amazon, tap into Amazon's network and greatly simplify the excess peak season needs as well as reduce some costs. So here's a little deeper workflow into how this works. Starting on the left, as mentioned, there's transportation. We offer ground, air freight, global logistics. We can move freight domestically. We can move it internationally. We can move it across the oceans. We put it into our warehousing and distribution. And again, we do analysis of prior orders so we know the closest fulfillment center that's going to satisfy your customers. Again, we want to do the fastest shipping as possible so your customers have the fastest delivery experience. From a fulfillment standpoint, as mentioned, the orders do not need to come in from Amazon.com. You can have your own e-commerce website. You can have orders coming in through SAP. You can have orders coming in through EDI. However you intake your orders, you can take them and you can send them to Amazon via API, and they will go out and do the fulfillment of those and then the shipping on that. Throughout this whole process, you can integrate SAP across it all. All of these Amazon supply chain services, 100% API driven. So at any time you can understand where all your freight is, where all your orders are, where all your material is, the delivery status. You can get end-to-end transparency. We have some customers that have been building their own API integrations directly into SAP. Some of them are using SAP BTP, SAP's extensibility platform. We also have a few third-party partners that have already built some kind of pre-built solutions fully integrated for this. So this is the second product we wanted to talk about, which is Amazon Supply Chain Services. Again, a great way to provide a better customer experience through faster delivery. Also a great way to reduce your logistics, freight, supply chain costs, and also greatly simplify your supply chain processes. Okay, so I'm going to pass it over to Prashant to keep going on additional capabilities.
Thank you, Eric. All right. Talking about Black Friday. For those of you who were in the US, I hope you were able to take advantage of some of the awesome deals, amazing deals on Amazon.com. If you were like me and my wife, we ordered a ton, and I spent the whole weekend actually taking all the empty boxes and trying to fit them in the recycle bins. So that's the only downside of Black Friday. There is a recycle Sunday. Eric covered the supply chain processes. Let's switch gears and look at production processes in your organization. But first, let's take a look at the evolving manufacturing landscape. There's a trend of the last few years, as you may have heard. The manufacturing landscape is going towards the fourth industrial revolution, or the Industry 4.0. But if you look at it, as you see here, majority of the companies today, if you look at the landscape, it is still considered like the monolithic pyramid here with a lot of standalone applications, poor upstream, downstream communication, data silos, and even separation between the management level, which has SAP and some of the other applications, and the field and control level, which has sensors and actuators. The good news is this is changing. And between the IT and the OT, the information technology and the operational technology, there's a convergence that is happening. IT is converging with OT slowly, and applications like SAP can run on cloud, and they're getting better and better integration with systems on the factory floor. But the desired state is this, right? A smart factory where the separation between IT and the operational technology, or OT, is gone, which means there is seamless data sharing between your machines, your sensors, and people, right? So there's any-to-any communication. Thereby, you can actually implement use cases which are events in the machines to business actions with people. And AWS actually can help you with that, help you achieve that state. And here are some example use cases for your connected factory. So you can implement some of these edge-to-business use cases with like improving asset performance, improving worker safety, automating visual inspections, and so on. We'll dive a little bit deeper into the asset performance a little bit later. But if you look at the improved worker safety, AWS has a service called Amazon Recognition. And Recognition, what it does is it can actually automatically analyze images that come out of your on-premises cameras in your factory. Let's say you have cameras in your factory floor, you can feed that to Amazon Recognition, and it can detect if persons are not wearing the right PPE, personal protective equipment, like hard hats, helmets, face covers, and even look for chemical spills and thereby avoid accidents. So it can send notifications to SAP EHS, or Environmental Health and Safety module, and actually take the action there. Automating visual inspection. So we have a service for that. It's almost like the old ad. We have an app for that. We have a service for that. Amazon Lookout for Vision. This can actually spot visual anomalies on your finished and semi-finished products that come on the conveyor belt in your factory, and in real time send a notification to the SAP system, like your quality management module. You can create a quality inspection notification, which will tell your production staff to remove that widget and keep it aside, which will obviously improve your production quality, speed up the whole quality control process, thereby increasing your manufacturing yield. Same way, you can create digital twins of your real world systems, like your buildings and factories and production lines, using IoT Twin Maker pretty easily. And IoT Sitewise, it is actually a service that actually helps you collect telemetry, store, organize, and monitor. So with IoT Sitewise, you can capture telemetry, compute performance of your machines, and look for anomalies and prevent expensive shutdowns of your factory. So these are some use cases. Even better, SAP and AWS have been working together to release what we call joint reference architectures with the best of both worlds. And these JRAs, or joint reference architecture, they extend SAP's core business capabilities with the AWS-powered innovation. And a lot of these are available on SAP's own Discovery Center, in addition to AWS Solution Library. One such example is the predictive maintenance, SAP predictive maintenance with AWS IoT service. And in this case, it is using Amazon Monitron, which is a service that it comes with a little chip, like the one that is shown here in orange. And these chips can be installed they can be attached on your factory equipment, like your compressors and pumps. And using machine learning, it can detect anomalous vibrations, and in real time send a notification through the Monitron gateway to let's say, SAP Plant Maintenance module. And you can create a maintenance order there, and and your production manager can actually do a preventative maintenance, preventing a shutdown. Excuse me. So this is, again, another great example by which you can improve your equipment effectiveness. We talked a lot about integrating SAP with AWS native services, and there's one tool which is very, very helpful here, which is the AWS SDK for SAP ABAP. So with this SDK, just with a few lines of code from your SAP ABAP program, you can access all the 200 plus AWS services. And, and that's, as you may have heard, AWS has the broadest set of cloud native services, ranging from cloud infrastructure like compute storage, database, to even emerging technologies like Gen AI, machine learning, IoT, and edge. So the potential use cases here are limitless, right? So you can easily extend SAP's capabilities with calling these AWS cloud native services. For instance, we have seen customers implementing a use case like automating the paper invoice posting using this AWS service called Textract and also Bedrock. And here is an architecture view of it. The ABAP SDK is actually written in pure ABAP code. It's pretty easy to install and move to production. It reduces the architectural complexity immensely for you because you don't have to create these individual complex interfaces between SAP and AWS services. It takes care of that. And also, it actually maintains very strong cybersecurity posture because it uses the SAP level permissions. It enforces the SAP level permissions, and also it also encrypts the payloads coming from SAP to the AWS native services. And more importantly, you can use your existing ABAP team, you can upskill them to use all the cloud native services. So now, your ABAP team is able to use the cloud native services from AWS and innovate really fast on any of these business processes. They can experiment and fail and like the AWS mantra, right? Experiment fast, fail fast, innovate, and modernize your IT landscape. All right, now let's switch gears and look at combining SAP and non-SAP data to bring visibility to business metrics, right? This is a pretty fundamental requirement for customers, and we have heard from a lot of customers that they needed some guidance here. So what we are doing is we are putting together end-to-end data framework for industries such as manufacturing. And the way we do this is we start from the top layer, the business outcomes and KPIs, let's say from the perspective of head of manufacturing, what they want to do, head of supply chain, and work through all the layers until the source systems, SAP and the adjacent applications. And all of these are presented as high-level building blocks, basically as what we call solution guidances and vetted partner solutions. And these are available through AWS Solutions Library, which is an external-facing site you can access. Towards the end, we'll share a slide with some QR code. And there is a QR code for the AWS Solutions Library. I strongly encourage you to scan that and bookmark that page. You can get a lot of solution guidances and partner solutions to implement your end-to-end data strategy for manufacturing. So talking about data strategy, data connectors it's a hot topic, right? So I have some good news for you here. Just a few days ago, we announced general availability of OData support. I don't know if how many of you know what is OData. OData is a protocol, connection protocol that SAP supports. Originally, it was started by Microsoft. So if you want to take data out or put data into SAP, you can use OData, and you can retain the business context while doing so, right? So the AWS Glue service actually has OData support now, which means you can natively connect to SAP applications such as S/4HANA and ingest data from SAP, either full or incremental load. And this also lets you visually author common data tasks and transforms, easily maintain and create data pipes. And last but not the least, it comes with standard intrinsic authorization and authentication, including SAP level permissions that you can enforce with this. More good news with AWS Glue. It not only has the OData support with SAP, it also comes with out-of-the-box native connectors for several other enterprise applications. Most of these applications are commonly occurring in your SAP landscape. For instance, I've seen customers running Salesforce, ServiceNow, Adobe. So now you can easily build these point-to-point interfaces between SAP and non-SAP applications cost-effectively with very little effort using AWS Glue. All right, very interesting topic, and a lot of our keynotes actually touched on this too. Applying generative AI to innovate your business processes. So as I mentioned before, applying Gen AI technology to your data can radically improve productivity, and it can help you extract insights from your data in whole different new ways, and also create some new experiences for your customers and your own employees. So I want to highlight one great customer example here. It's really a cool example, and I think everybody knows Adidas. They're a great customer of ours. What they did is very interesting in terms of engineering design. They took 150,000 unique shoe designs that they had in their archive, and they trained their model using AWS Gen AI technology. And then they're able to, now they're able to rapidly produce new breakthrough shoe designs that is exciting to their customers. And they didn't stop there. They're able to add influence of artists, famous artists like the Spanish artist Salvador Dali, and infuse that influence into the design and come up with really interesting breakthrough shoe designs that is delighting their customers. So here's an example of how you can bring in Gen AI to your engineering design process, and all this while running S/4HANA and BTP on AWS, right? So wanted to highlight that. And the other important topic to cover here is getting insights from your SAP data and non-SAP data, right? So like I said before, applying Gen AI helps you derive some insights in a whole different way. For instance, and we've had some sessions, reInvent sessions on these topics. There was one yesterday. There's going to be one this afternoon. Obviously, you can come talk to us and we can help you with this. We have shown to customers using a solution guidance how easy it is to build a chatbot or a digital assistant or a co-pilot, whatever you want to call it, for your business personas. Let's say Office of Finance. Your finance manager wants to get some specific information. In the past, they had to run several reports, SAP reports, possibly some non-SAP BI tool, some reports there, extract all the data, put it in Excel, do VLOOKUPs, all of that, right? So now with this digital assistant, they can use natural language and ask questions such as like, hey, tell me what are the top 5 revenue regions, and then drill down, what is the year-over-year growth rate on these regions, and show me the performance of the individual territories, and so on. All of this, using a solution guidance is pretty simple to build, and there's workshops and chalk talks on this topic in reInvent as well. And this was built using Amazon Bedrock, this console that you see here. And you could do the same thing for other business persona. And the other thing to talk about here is AWS has this popular service called QuickSight, which some of you may have heard of. QuickSight is our dashboard and reporting tool, data visualization tool that is pretty popular with customers. For the past year and a half, we've had Amazon Q capabilities in QuickSight, which pretty much gives you similar capabilities, as in like you can use natural language to query your SAP data, order to cash data, let's say, or procure to pay data. Your procurement manager can ask a question, hey, what are the top 5 suppliers? What are the top 5 big spend categories? And they can use this for making some decisions. For instance, show me the spend categories that have more than 20 suppliers. And then they can say, okay, let's consolidate suppliers here so we can leverage better prices, economies of scale, right? So for your business personas, it is possible to provide this level of experience applying AWS GenAI technology and improve those processes. And the other thing about QuickSight is you can change chart types. You can change chart types from pie chart to bar chart and so on, all in real time. It also has AI forecasting capabilities that you can implement. And if you were tracking the keynote from Matt Garman this week, they also announced Amazon Q Business integration with QuickSight, which means you can apply GenAI not only to structured data that is in your data warehouse and get these insights, but also unstructured data. So let's say, you guys build a dashboard for customer sentiment analysis to understand customer satisfaction on your products. So you not only get the customer satisfaction score for your products, but it can also show you the social media feeds and show you what your customers are talking about these products. So now you have the structured data and unstructured data integration in the QuickSight in the same dashboard. So again, a lot of possibilities here. We've seen customers being super excited with this, with this particular topic, and we've had some hackathons throughout the US and Latin America and Europe this year, and this resonates well. I hope some of you guys are actually building prototypes and moving them to production in this space. If you need any help, obviously stop by, and we're happy to support you. So yeah, with that, let me hand it over to Eric, who's going to bring us home.
Okay. Thank you, Prashant. Okay, so that wraps up the products and services that we wanted to introduce today. So hopefully you learned something new today. Hope some of these were new, fresh for you to hear about. We want to talk just for a few minutes here about some additional ways you can get started with some of these, learn more about some of these products. Okay, so first, we offer all sorts of different workshops. I'm going to talk about 2 that we can easily bring to any of your customers. All these workshops, these are no cost. If you're interested in setting one of these up, you can reach out to Prashant, myself, your AWS account rep, and we'll get you started on these, okay? So the one on the left, this one's a little bit more about getting started with SAP in the cloud. So if you're still running on-premise and you're looking to move to the cloud, whether you're exploring RISE or not looking to RISE, but really looking to modernize, we can come in, we can spend an hour, we can spend 2 days, 3 days, whatever time you need. But we'll talk about what does it mean to run SAP in the cloud, what are the benefits, what are the different use cases. We could talk about upgrade paths to S4, we could talk about upgrade paths to Grow or SAP RISE. We can help you evolve a business case. So really anything about the migration or the lift and shift or any type of upgrade scenarios for SAP, we have a whole team of people that can conduct workshops on that. The one on the right is about innovation. That's a lot more focused to all the topics we covered today. So getting into the business processes, getting into the data within SAP, getting into analytics, all the use cases that we talked about today. And again, we could tailor any of these workshops specifically. So if you saw 2 things today you really want to dive deep on, we can set up a workshop specific to those. If there's other things that we didn't talk about today you want to learn more about, let us know and we can tailor those to you. Again, no cost. reach out to Prashant, myself, or your account rep, and we can set these up. Okay, and then here's our QR code slide. Pretty much everything we talked about should be found off one of these links here. The ABAP SDK, there's some YouTube videos. The middle top one is the solutions library. There's a whole bunch of use cases there for analytics, business processes, worth taking a look at. There's some partner solutions. There's a Gen AI link on the left, or on the right. The two on the left are both the Amazon ones that we spoke to as well. So you can grab these and look at these. If you can't find anything or what you're looking for, or you want something additional, again, reach out to Prashant or myself, and we will guide you. And then here's our LinkedIn profiles if you want to reach out and connect with any of us. And again, hey, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed the session. Hope you learned something, more importantly. We have plenty of time for Q&A, so I don't think we're going to do it live here, but just if anyone wants to talk to us after, we'll be here at the side of the podium, your side of the stage. So again, thank you very much and enjoy reInvent.